if you're an artist, the first thing you need, it's not a manager. Oh yeah, musician now, cover lawyer, or no, or the assembly, he landguards, or the landguards said, yeah. Artists, managers are not investors.
Because if you are a business manager who no go bring any money, when we get some to who go bring money, but exactly. They also go put in the work.
One thing I've realized is when people want you to do something with regards to contracts, they are not interested in what it actually means. They just want you to tell them whether they can sign or not.
What keeps everybody going, secures everybody's like place, is the contract.
It's the contract. Me don't know the work for like some years, so I'm like, what the? Hey guys, how you doing? This is Off the Record, brought to you by YFM. And I mean, if I say off the record, you know it's off the record. My name is Princess AJ. I'm not your host. I'm an artist manager. I'm a radio presenter at YFM. I am an A&R. I am a production manager. I am a whole lot of things that you wouldn't want to know. And on my right side, with a man in, say hello. Hello. No, Rima in concert. So I've got Ian. He's going to introduce himself and then, we'll move on from there.
Hi, AJ.
Hi, Ian.
From Ian Priceless, if you didn't know.
Wow.
I'm a music consultant and strategist at my own firm, Priceless Music Consultancy.
You get money.
Charlie, the money for come. So this one, I know go batam away. The money for come. Yeah, and basically just trying to offer 360 services to artists, from artist development, building a team, the creative process. If you want your music to be reviewed, if you need something in the industry, I have a network I can give you access to, and stuff like that. Just trying to put pieces together, put people in places, and set you up on the right path. Basically that.
So basically, you get links past LinkedIn.
We go try. I beg, we don't reach there.
Here's a motherfucking plug, yo. Anyway, all right, bro, Charlie.
My name is Philip.
The law.
And I'm a problem solver. In short, I solve problems, I give problems, depending on where you stand.
Which one you want to get?
No, if my client with somebody we want hit at somebody, I give that person problem.
I get plenty problems.
Oh, you go get.
It's plenty you. All right, guys. So yes, today we are talking about artist management, which should be a topic that I should know much about, but I don't know shit. Anyway, so I mean, artist development and what?
So artist representation. Management, stuff like that.
Okay.
The stories, all the wahala, all the
stories.
Good sides,
I am still on the employment boss. The stories, I will only speak to stories outside of my company. I ain't talking shit because in this economy with this, I like to keep my job there. Anyway, but I'm just joking. I mean, I'm at liberty to talk. So, I mean, with artist development and artist management, representation. I mean, as if you're an artist out there, as Ian and like we were basically talking about this a few minutes ago. If you're an artist, the first thing you need is not a manager. That's the gospel. That's the truth. That's what you need. What you need is this man, because he's the law. I mean, you need a legal representative. You need a lawyer. So if you're an artist, first and foremost, you need a lawyer. Yes, because at the end of the day, whoever you're going to hire to be in your team, whatever contract is going to be drawn and all of that, has to be overseen, right?
I mean, that's an agreement.
There has to be an agreement.
Like people just bring their friends. Oh, Charlie, now they want to do the music thing, serious.
Yeah.
I want to be serious. So make it work, job come, this, that. But even that person you're calling on, there has to be something binding you to. There has to be something you're going by.
Yeah.
Because at a time will come, you have to pay them.
I mean, verbal agreements are legal, but I mean, you need to have black and white. You need
on
to have
paper,
it in print,
in ink.
basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
but people think that as I start, Charlie, me and my party be so my manager. So Charlie with the road, that your party, that your friend you're working with. What is binding you?
Job.
You know, if you get 100 CDs tomorrow, how are you splitting it?
Yeah.
Are you going 50-50?
Yeah.
What happens to the next project you want to do if you need to board, like get a ride and attend an interview or something? You know, so all that. If there's paperwork, the lawyer who sorted you will let you know. Okay, in the industry, a manager has to take like between 10 to 25% of the revenue you make.
Yeah.
That's aside if they invested in you. Maybe that's be an agreement showing how they recoup what they invested.
Yeah.
You know, so all that has to be on paper because what you don't want is your friend becoming, let's say, your enemy
because of money
you
issues.
Honestly,
a lot of the times when you hear managers and artists falling out, it's usually because of money, right? So you need a lawyer, and sometimes it doesn't have to be physical cash, because if the artist is just starting out, I mean, hell, they don't have.
That's why I mentioned that a time will come. You might have to. You have to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
so one thing you can do is, if there's no cash available, one thing you can do is negotiate on splits, right? And say, okay, you know what? Whatever revenue you're going to make in the future, I'm expecting 5%, 10%, 15%, like whatever. It's up to you. And usually it's entirely also up to the kind of work you are doing for the artist, because sometimes you don't need one manager, you need 4 or 5.
As many as they come. As many as the work
I mean,
requires.
the bigger you get, the more managers you need. So you could need you need a personal manager, you need a business manager, you need a road manager, you need an operational manager. Like, it's a whole lot. So I mean, anyway, you guys talk.
You guys have said everything from the onset.
Yeah.
I published an article, I think some weeks ago on Joy FM on the structure of how the business should be for an artist on the record, if it's a record label.
Okay.
Right.
And I highlighted the lawyer bits and also specified that you need a lawyer with knowledge of the industry.
Very important too.
Not just a lawyer.
Not any lawyer.
Because our industry.
Oh yeah, musician now, cover lawyer. No, dear some Langard. The Langard said,
advice, you won't get the best of advice,
right?
Because most of the time, it's more or less borrowed advice or internet advice, but
AI advice.
The best advice is experience advice.
True that.
So I hit on that part that you need a lawyer in the industry who knows and understands that this is the standard of payment. If it is royalty, if it's publishing, this is how much a manager is entitled to.
Yeah.
As you said, 15 to 25%. So you get someone who is saying that he's taking 40%. You know that 40% there.
It doesn't make sense at all.
It doesn't happen. So you need that knowledge behind you to actually move as an artist from the beginning.
Yeah.
And as you said, how to pay. I don't know whether I saw this Nigerian skate maker, this lawyer Wasabi guy. This kid with some artists. 49-year-old rapper. You know, and they said,
I see. Is that what you said? Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Yo, that was the bar.
And it's something that is a reality. If the lawyer must believe that, if you are telling me you are going to pay me this way, I must believe that you are doing. You
can make that money.
And I was telling you that I met some former major label executive at some sports conference. He was telling me that they have an initiative in the state where they know how legal services are expensive. So the students in law school who are specializing in entertainment law, they try to link them with upcoming artists from the beginning.
Very nice thing.
They go together.
Exactly. So from that point onwards, it's not now that you are coming to search and you see the prices and you be like, hey, this one, I can't do it. So
and
they are trying to bring you together from the beginning.
You know, this reminds me of an artist who reached out with a contract. And I was like, Charlie, you read the thing. He said, oh yeah, me and my party will be cool. We'll be cool. Oh yeah. I'm like, okay, I go read them. So he sent them. But fine lawyer make you say, oh, you know if you pay, I'm like, nah, you be uni student.
Yeah.
You're uni, you get faculty of law. Just go there, find somebody. Because the students will try find experience.
Yeah.
You know. So find somebody make you just read through, say, oh Charlie, okay, I go do. But me, they will be cool. I'll be like, okay, I saw a clause, I was like, nah, this guy can be cool with this.
No.
So, but I just left it blank and let him go. A few days later, he came back. Charlie Bossman, hey, I find my guy before the law school, they read that thing. Hey, if I not go to, I'm like, yeah, what? This one, I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
You talk plenty.
Exactly.
I give you homework where you do. It's very important that you let somebody who knows, like you're saying, somebody who's specializing in entertainment law.
Even generally,
look over your contract.
Some contracts every contract has general clauses. There are some things called these things that talk about severability, arbitration. These are general clauses in every agreement. So at least for that, if you go through the legal education, you have your hands around it. So for a start, you can take it there. But there are some agreements, like a sync deal. Like if they are placing your song in a game,
in a movie.
Like that one, you don't know what it entails in terms of how much you're supposed to get. It's like there was this artist who was contracted to do an ad, right? And when he did the ad, they made him use his music in the ad.
Okay.
But he just went on as a character for the ad and didn't think about the music that
he was using. He only thought about his image, the branding.
So these are two different
two separate things. Yeah.
So if you just go in there as we call your ad.
First of all, they've used your music,
rights.
They've used your image, image
I'm
rights.
sure he or she was too excited.
So if
so
you don't have somebody who needs to tell you that if they don't use your song,
the different story.
A serious thing. So synchronization, then take the do.
Yeah.
If they won't use you just for the adverts, take the do. But if they use the two, I beg you, cash out. Yeah,
because coincidentally, you find a lot of artists that are good at advertisement, like bits of advertisement. So maybe they can create music, you know, for maybe special ads. You know, even a film.
I think there's one ad on YFM that I think Kwame Eugene made like a special ad.
I
a
think
special
it's
song for
a drink or something.
Yeah, it was for a drink. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the song, but it's escaping. I think
I've heard that. I remember. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
I sing it all the time. I sing it all the time because there's a part where I change the lyrics and make it very profane. Anyway, let me take off my glasses for this part, please. Look into my eyes. Artists, managers are not investors. Okay, you people that you are out there, you're looking for manager. Then you think the manager has to pay for every shit. We are not investors. If we have the money to do it, cool, that's fine, that's okay. But we are not investors.
This is very important. Very important. Because you hear a lot of people saying, Charlie, search manager. I'm like, wait, hold on. What do you mean by the search manager? Like, oh, Charlie, I want somebody who go. I'm like, that'll be manager. That'll be an investor.
That's an investor.
Like, at the least, that person be like a business manager. Because if you're a business manager, who no go bring any money? So we get some who go bring money, but they also go put in the work. So it's not all about like I the new manager. I think that we've thrown about the terms so much that everybody just please.
So I think what we should do is let's list a few of the type of managers and what they do. So one, personally, I am a personal manager for TT Owusu, and what I do is, because I'm a personal manager, everything that has to do with TT goes through me.
The day
to day, even the obedi gra.
I was saying this before we got on.
Boyfriend problems,
you go 10 counselor,
everything, basically everything. There are days that, you know, like maybe her mom could call her and not reach her, and then call me.
Call you.
You get what I'm saying? So, as a personal manager, everything that concerns the artist, their day to day, everything is going through you. So, from bookings to finding the right people for the artist to work with, every single thing, booking studio time, even what they will wear, basically everything has to go through you.
Assigning the roles.
Assigning roles.
You
to
probably be
other
the first
people.
person helping the artist create a team.
Exactly.
Because once you become a personal manager,
Exactly.
you be strategizing with them.
Yes.
You know, I even like to call it a strategic manager, or
Yes.
like just a manager in charge of strategy and all that.
Yeah.
You know, so before a road manager or a publicist or
Everybody
whoever
comes in.
like you've
the
helped
personal manager is the first
So
point
it's like
of
you're a
contact to
supervisor,
the
like
artist.
an overseer or something.
Yeah. So it's basically like you're the artist's shadow. You're their right hand person. So everything goes through them. Then we have a business manager. So like I'm gonna have you.
I mean,
since that's your field, you know.
not necessarily, but
it's not necessarily your field, but you they like money pass, so make you take
well,
the
money there
business
for come, I
manager.
beg you. But yeah, business manager. So you handle everything related to the business side of the artist's craft.
Yeah.
You know, so even if there's somebody handling the bookings, you are making sure the accounting is on point. If you need an accountant, like you are just making sure that with your insights on the business side of things, the figures are making sense. You know, so the booking agent brought a gig, it was 10K. Okay, cool. So what are they paying for? We sent a runner. Are they sorting that out? And aside that paying the 10K, you know, okay, when it comes, what's the business plan we have behind the artists? We have like, okay, we are going to invest 20%. We are going to use 40% to pay off everybody else working on the team. The artist is going to get like 10%. Manager is going to get their 10% or whatever. Like, you make sure the money makes sense, the numbers and all that. So you oversee all that. So a business manager, sometimes they might even be the one trying to find you ambassadorial deals, you know, gigs that are not necessarily performances, you know, like on the business side of things.
See, I swear, the money all day that side.
I know, right?
I mean, if you're an artist and you're just looking at performing on stage and making money
Right
on stage now,
the
listen,
changed.
the
Charlie,
money all day licensing inside,
I know,
deals
right?
and
I know,
stuff.
right?
Like, yo, get in there. Especially, listen, one thing that I mean, being an artist manager, one thing that I learned is the money that is in gaming. Shit. Now I want to be a gamer. Like, oh my god.
Imagine the number of people around the world buying like a particular game that has your music.
Yep.
Let's take Grand Theft Auto. Like people say the radio service in Grand Theft Auto is like one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people play just because like the radio service is good. Like you get into a car and it's tuned somewhere and Charlie, the programs like it's crazy. You know, I've seen many people on social media like talk about how dope that aspect of it is. Imagine your song is playlisted on something like that or in there and it plays. People around the world buying the game, playing it, hearing you, and each time, you know, there's arrangements. So each time that's happening, you're getting a share of it. It's coming in through your publishing or your whatever. It's huge money. You might not even get that from a performance. And this is like, sometimes I even call it pension money. Because it will last your lifetime and like 70 years after you, after you live, you know. So it's really huge money.
It's really huge money. The business manager bit, that is another area that in Ghana here, they don't book, they don't respect that rule. But I don't know whether you know this woman, Wendy Day.
I think I've heard the name.
She was the one who, she broke a lot of like industry changing deals for artists. She was there in the days of Eminem and co. So she was saying that one of the most important things to do as an artist when you get the money is the business manager, because the business manager can even hear how to calculate royalties. I bet you it's a headache.
You see, so they are there for that. You might have somebody handling your sync or whatever, but they'll make sure the numbers make sense.
If manager is taking 20% and it's net. Right now, what are the expenses that are worth the net to deduct before the like all these
before you can split the profits?
There are people I've consulted for who have difficulties in calculating. They don't. So if the artist keeps dropping music, does that mean that we have to wait and deduct? Like these are the problems because they don't have a business manager. And I'm like, that's not my job.
No, but you see, it's good to mention. A lot of lawyers end up doing the business manager for artists.
In the record labels, it's legal and business affairs.
Thank you.
So they do it together. And I'm like,
they combine it because the money comes along with like agreement. Like it has to match, make sense. Nobody's getting shortchanged. Exactly. Everything is on point for auditing. Like. And it's basically legal terms because if you breach whatever, there's a consequence.
I don't know about the tax regime in Ghana that much.
There's that.
With the music.
There's
Why
that.
you don't intend to practice law in Ghana?
No,
you want to japa?
I'm a law student, but I'm not really involved in the legal discourse.
Yeah.
I'm interested in what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
So whatever is happening beyond what me I like, and family.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, you specialize in.
Yeah, I believe yes. I'm supposed to know that a law has been changed, a new one has come. Yeah, I'll know that.
Yeah.
But a matter of constitutional law, I feel like I don't have interest there.
I mean, if you don't really have interest, you don't even perform at it to the best of your ability.
I'll
So
be like, hey, this thing there, you're a lawyer in TBA. I'm like,
every day.
I have somebody who can do it. Let me link it to that person.
Yeah.
So it's the same way for this one. It's the same way. Japa there. Before just go past there, come. You never have.
Hey.
So that'd be the business manager side of it. That's the business
part.
manager side of things. Yeah.
And then the road manager.
I mean, you.
Why me? What?
So you usually find artists that have specific managers with them almost everywhere. You know, like the managers that a lot of people know are actually the road managers of the artists. So like if they go for an interview, a shoot, they are going to speak somewhere. Like they road with them. That's why the word road anyway.
From the look of things, it looks like I'm a road manager too.
So there's managers that do everything.
Yeah, basically.
There's managers that do it. Not everybody
has
has the luxury, because sometimes it comes down to, can you afford to pay all these people?
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
How much money are you going to make? Will it make sense to them? Will they dedicate their time? If you have 4 managers, do they all see it as profitable to come and be? So sometimes if you have only one, back then, I think Gasmila had a logistic manager, one of the guys I knew, aside like a personal manager. You know, I think maybe in that time he felt it was necessary to have a logistics manager aside, maybe, and not a business manager, or maybe they handled all that among themselves. You know, so you might end up like booking all the logistics, you know, this, that, blah, 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 and you realize that it's a lot of work. If you have an artist that's touring, a touring manager even coming to the
you need a touring manager. So, like you need
different types of managers
as time goes on.
I think even that role evolves the most. You end up doing so many things because on the road, that's where a lot of the action is. That you might not even foresee.
There's this platform, Music Managers Forum.
MMF.
They talk about the fact that
in Canada, right?
Yes, in Canada. I think they even have different branches, one in the UK too. So normally they say there are music management companies where artists walk into and go and book
the manager.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, so they actually pay the company, and the company assigns them a manager.
Right.
And those companies have a track record of handling very big artists. So if you want their A-list manager, they give you the costs. If you want their bill, like, you get it. So for them, they've understood that the manager is hired. Do you get it? The manager doesn't go out and look for an artist. Unless he wants to take an artist on himself. But he's not obliged to.
Managers, people think that manager just follows that. You need to add value to the artist. Like you said, the manager's work is behind the scenes. And everything they are doing is trying to add value to the music. The artist is making the artists themselves. You know, they'll get you media training. You might need a publicist to sit like a lot of.
It's like you have 10 hats in the house.
A good example is maybe when maybe some contract comes in, it doesn't go straight to the lawyer. It comes to you, the manager. So you, as a manager, you also need to learn. You need to read and understand the contracts. You get what I'm saying? So once you are able to read and understand the contract, I mean, you send it over to the lawyer and then discuss it.
In your agreement
with the artist.
So there are some things you need to know. Because some of the documents you sign.
You sign it in the name of the artist. You don't need to even discuss with them. So because you've already discussed it.
With the power of signature, you don't have to be some laid back from the law person and be like, oh, wait, you are supposed to know certain things. The difficult things, you contact your lawyer. You have, and one thing I've realized is when people want you to do something with regards to contracts, they are not interested in what it actually means. They just want you to tell them whether they can sign or not.
That's bad.
You have to ask.
You need to understand what you are getting into.
Exactly. So that's another thing. They are just okay with the yes.
If you're ever given a contract and they're like, you need to sign this today, sign it today, sign it now. Don't do it.
I beg.
Don't do it.
Never.
I am telling you, don't do it.
Now, right? I think it's coming up in the world that even on text message or whatever, if you give a thumbs up like to something, it's binding.
It's
coming up.
There was a court case like
it's coming up.
What?
Yes.
Shit. It needs to go through my texts.
Gmail trying to add emojis to like
I add emojis to everything.
So like imagine how far this will go. Like somebody sends you something
and you're like, okay,
It can be what, and the fact that even you have a lawyer doesn't mean that it's absolute.
Yeah.
The lawyers can make mistakes too.
Exactly.
Imagine that they live client by clients, or they have a firm that they work. Like, you also have,
They have other things
operational things to think
that
of aside your paperwork.
Yeah.
So they might make mistakes.
Yeah.
But like you said, the manager also has some knowledge, right? They have
Yeah.
some experience. They look through, the lawyer does, the lawyer comes back. So they compare feedback or they share feedback. And like that one is a stronger body of work done for the artist than just leaving it all in the manager's hands. Because no matter the experience they have, they can still make mistakes.
Yeah.
They can be selling you off.
Yeah.
They might not even tell you to read the fine print. And you might not even know there's something called fine print.
Yeah.
And it's there. It's like usually the small print.
you can
thing
even
written-
waiver your moral rights and all of that in a contract,
So
and
you
you
see
wouldn't
what
know.
you're
You
saying.
wouldn't
So
have an idea of
you
it.
see, she said moral rights. So it's like they have economic, moral. So you think, the rights have been assigned. But maybe the person just wants moral rights.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you think, I see on Pesci.
So
Moral
now-
rights, no, yeah.
So now-
You think it's no money, but the person knows what they're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. That is the brand of the artist. If
You'll be
you
there.
have a
You
song-
hear your music on XXX.
You have somebody take the OnlyFans.
Hey.
You go explain,
Let's get freaky, baby.
You go explain that, massa.
Yeah.
You can explain that.
You go explain that. You go explain that.
If you sign contract to people are still under contract for 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come to 25 years.
50. I don't know. I was telling someone that there was a contract that came to me, and then the period was 35 years. And I was like,
What?
35 into maybe 60 years, not still.
No, that's
Oh,
what.
The
that's
obligations.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of artists go into depression, because
Yeah.
they've literally sold their lives away. Because right now you want out of the contract or what the
And
company or whatever agreement you're in,
Yeah.
but because you've put pen to paper and signed it, you have signed
See, you
away.
can
Like,
go on radio,
listen,
you can cry,
you would
can-
whatever you do, you are under contract,
see,
so you
he
need
did
to do.
this recent thing that he said he has given his publishing back to, and the
Yeah.
artists were saying
People were excited on social. I'm like, Massa.
No, but if you've been taking publishing for the past 20 years,
Bro.
you are now come to give
Now
me
we are
that
top
was
like the honor.
Or the council in the
hot.
ever,
The time the song
bro.
was hot.
Eh?
I didn't have my publishing.
Yep.
Now that the song is there, they're going and artists are releasing 100,000 songs a day.
No, but you see, what the only thing that works for them in this universe is the fact that every day older music gets streamed more and more and more. New music is getting streamed less and less and
No,
less
but you
by the
see,
year.
if it's a classic,
If
that's
it's
the-
a classic,
if it's a classic,
if it's a
but
classic,
it's-
and if you're
You
lucky
know-
that someone maybe like samples your
Yeah,
music,
and
then
this-
hey,
That's where
TikTok
all
and
the
stuff.
cash is going to come from. Like, if you
Yeah.
can try and make sure your sync,
Yeah.
find a what? Like a music supervisor,
Yes,
like a
supervisor.
sync manager,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they can really pitch for you because
yeah.
even the Fela and all the OCBSI and these
They're
people,
still
their
doing
music
so-
is,
in modern
so
day.
if you
Yeah.
can, it means it's just more work for you now.
Yeah. No,
Right.
right now you still have the right to your try. See TikTok, they were promoting cash. This song,
Bone shaker.
City Darling.
darling,
So
Take
it
your
was
bone
a-
shaker.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
all
make I
those
take my
songs,
bone
it's
shaker,
like, Ricardo Banks.
Yeah, his song is popping up.
Your problem. They for
It's
your.
my back,
So if TikTok is now available to you, that means that songs from 20 years ago can still
Can
come
still
back to
come
the
back.
charts.
So now you see your pie has been like apportioned.
Yeah.
You know exactly what to do because your music is old.
Yeah.
And you're not now come to be promoted. So you know what to do exactly to try and get the
Yeah.
traction you want and make some money.
yeah.
So it depends on if you want to do it. But Charlie, it's not like all that rosy.
Let's jump into fallouts. Okay.
Fallout too.
Fallout.
Oh yeah,
we go here.
I co-manage an artist for a period. See, it was if I sleep and I wake up, when I eat, my next thought is the artist. When
Yeah.
I'm in class, and I'm like, hey, this job can kill you.
Stress. It's like you're living two
Listen,
lives.
You're living two lives.
Think of your
and
own
And
life.
the first life is not even yours.
It's not yours.
no,
You
no,
know,
no,
live your life for
It's
the
not.
artist.
You're
no,
living
no.
literally.
Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah.
So if fallout happen, it depends.
Fallouts do happen. Sometimes not. Let's say the most popular fallouts is when it involves money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where somebody go chop some money for some side, or you cost the
Yeah.
artist some.
Yeah, go take money
some,
for your
some
back, you don't
money,
know
or
it.
you go take those kind of fallouts
Yeah.
are. They are there,
Yeah.
but one of the most painful fallouts is when you've been with an artist for a long period, and then they go like, "Hey, I no longer need your services," and then you're there and you're like, "Oh shit, I live and breathe you. Like my whole life revolves around you, and now you don't want to.
You know, I don't think that's really like a fallout per se, but
it is in the sense that sometimes the artist outgrows the manager.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, the artist outgrows the manager. So you as a manager you need to up your game.
That's why we
you
spoke
need
about
to
value.
learn. You need to
add value.
basically add value to yourself.
value.
Because if let me give an example. Like if your artist is new in the scene and you guys are doing pay as you go, like basically whatever comes and you do hala hala. At least in the next 2 years, 3 years, you need to have everything on lock. You need to understand the business. You need to know the business. You need to make connections with people. You get. But if you're still in let's say after 2 years, 2-3 years, if you're still doing follow back, obviously when the artist gets to a certain level in their career, they would need someone that can match that energy. So if the artist is getting here and you are still down here doing follow back, you don't know shit that's going on and all of that, they will definitely leave you and go for someone else. So I mean, upping your game is also very important.
But for this, I'll be the devil's advocate.
Let's go.
Do it.
You have outgrown me as a personal manager.
Yes.
I can be your road manager. You can put me there.
Well,
what if you already have a road manager then?
So that means you have to create something for me.
Yeah.
Because I have done the investment.
has it create something for me?
Yeah, it's an investment.
I get you.
Even if it's not monetary
that's
investment,
the thing.
it's time.
People, I feel like you linking somebody to somebody is an investment that can not be quantified in cash. But if you put somebody onto somebody and it has made something substantial for the person, it's also an investment. So I believe the manager, yes, the artist has outgrown you, but the artist also needs to at least put you on and keep you going as well. Because as you said, if you're a manager, everything they do, sometimes your own things will be secondary.
Yeah.
The artist is primary.
And not sometimes, all the time.
Most of the time.
And if the artist is growing,
your haircut.
So another thing that can't be done, like as a solution to this issue, is that maybe if you decide that maybe this artist, this manager is not at a level where I need them to be, but you need to get someone. But if you still need to get someone, I mean, right now there are courses that managers can take and learn up and up their game as well. If that's not the option you want to go for, you can hire someone but still maintain your manager. What you have to do is at this point you renegotiate the contract you have with your manager and be like, I need to hire someone new. Let's look at the contract again. Let's maybe if you were taking 15%, let's say you can now go like, let's bring it down to 10 or 5%, and then so I can give room to this new person, so I don't have to let you go completely.
You see, it's good you mentioned the contract, because that was I was just waiting for you to land and I come there. But before that, Seth, you can basically, like Philip was saying, create something for the person. You need them because of the experience. If you are not falling out
and
for
trust.
bad blood and issues
trust.
like money issues, they know you. They know what you are good at, your strengths. Like a lot of things that the new people might not know. So yes, maybe they have not upped their game, but you need them for the experience, handling you, like what like. You get what I'm saying?
Artists have egos.
They know you now. They've worked with you for ages. They know what you like, your strengths, like the instrumentals that work for you. They know all that. So that experience is valuable now. So if it's not something where you are fighting, even that can be solved. It's not a money issue, some greed issue. They lie to you. They breach the contract. You are better served like working with them for that. So like say if you bring a new person, why not let them work together? The experience versus the value. The value. Together, like, even makes you a stronger artist.
It makes you better.
Now you have a contract. You can't just wake up and say, okay, I tire you. I know if you work with you, I don't work with you. Fam, no. That's why the first thing you said here was you need a lawyer. What keeps everybody going, secures everybody's like place, is the contract.
It's the contract,
So if it gets to the end and you say, oh, Charlie, maybe 6 months initially. So when the contract ends, I would like make me move on, you know. So then, or 2 months or whatever.
At least 2 months. At least 2 months to the contract end. If you know you don't want to work with this person anymore, give them a heads up.
Exactly. You've not thrown the person to limbo because it will be there. It's been a contract there. It's been a contract that before it ends, maybe 3 months to the end. If you don't want to continue, you know,
you should let them know.
You know, so we are all safe. And if you are paying them, or you need to clear some debt you owe,
no, because imagine the manager has represented you in a deal where Rana is not working with you, but the people know you as the manager and they are coming for you, the manager.
Yeah.
You have nothing to do with the artist now, but the artist hasn't told those people. And then now they can, hey, my current sound.
Oh, you know, this thing happened to me recently, right? So this thing happened to me recently. No, it was actually the other way around. So I needed to contact an artist to do something, right? But I know the artist manager. So I spoke to the manager and he was like, okay, he'll go ahead with it. I didn't hear back from the guy, right? So I'm like, oh, what's happening? I'm like, why am I even stressing myself when I have the artist number? So I called up the artist and I was like, oh, yo, Charlie, I spoke to your guy, but it looks like you haven't given an answer yet. So what's up? And then the artist goes like, oh,
you not tell me.
Me I know the work for like some years. So I'm like, what the fuck? Bro, you could have told me. Don't waste my time. Like,
no, you see, it's tricky.
It's tricky.
But you put out a PSC.
Yeah, that you're no longer working with this person. So and you know, I think sometimes the reason they don't do that, put out the PSA, is because you know that sometimes when even if the contract has ended, right? Maybe the next 2 years they're supposed to like recoup something. So like, so as much as you're no longer working, as much as you're no longer working together, you're still somehow in there because maybe a particular deal you did with the artist hasn't ended yet. So let's say you have a 5-year deal with a brand, with a company, and then you, the manager and the artist, you are no longer working together because maybe your contract was for 2 years and the 2 years is up. But then that deal, there's like 3 years left. Then now you still the inside somewhere. You get all those things matter.
Matter in the sense that you see, that's why, as I said, you need somebody with the industry knowledge as a lawyer to draft. Because you need to put it in there that if you guys negotiated something together, and then you are both getting paid for it. The payment doesn't stop when your contract ends. Even
the contract to say that every other contract you sign that states terms that you are is binding beyond even the terms. But the fact that we are not working together, like you said, doesn't mean that the money won't come.
It won't come. Exactly. Some royalties they will use you for collect
for
the next 10 years.
Thank you.
Get what I'm saying? Managers, know your shit.
Thank you.
Know your shit so you can make money from.
So your legal reps will like anticipate all the possible, because there's a part of the contract where it deals with conflicts totally or separation or dissolutions. Like all those things will be there.
I was sitting and reflecting some time back, and I was like, see, I want advice that an artist and their manager or whichever relationship they have to do would be taken to court to settle. They should go through arbitration. So arbitration, you can select who heads the arbitration. Both of you select, and you will need somebody who understands what you are. It's not every judge who understands whatever is on
the music business. True.
So if you have somebody who is like, oh, this guy is level-headed in the bass, he has experience in the bass, so let's get him, and then maybe a lawyer on the side to do it easier. Because if you go to court, I bet you, both of you will live there unhappy.
I just remembered something. You know how an artist can be like well on their way to the top, right? And then they fall out with their managers, and then all of a sudden nothing is going right with the artist. Do you know why these things happen? Because your manager has all that damn contacts.
Blacklisted. and also people
all the
might
contacts.
not be afraid to work with you because maybe your manager is powerful or the management company is
like there's politics everywhere.
It's politics. It's sad. It can be sad at the point, but I think you have to deal with it. So at this point, I think we've dropped all the juice.
Wait, are we done?
you want to drop more?
Oh hell no. One thing about artist-manager relationships that's very important, like it should be number one, is trust.
Yeah.
You have to earn it, though.
You have to earn it,
you have to
obviously. But artists, if you're out there, like if you're picking a manager, pick somebody that you trust.
Yeah.
All right, somebody that's also trustworthy and have some.
Or even if
integrity.
a manager is picking an artist, it can be the other way around.
I mean, it works both ways, basically.
You have to.
Some artists can be shady,
Yeah.
so I mean, some artists can be shady.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have
So
to.
I mean, you talk to a couple of managers and they have a whole. Man, God bless you, Titi Owusu, man. Like I love you. Like listen,
A lot of managers
That's
who need
one
a lot of
solid
therapy
person.
and but and even the artists themselves. But you see, we don't talk about it.
the manager needs the therapy more, bro.
Even the lawyers might end up, bro. You put there, you listen to everybody wahala. I beg you.
Like, shit. I think one artist that doesn't have a problem when it comes to the trust bit is Burna Boy. Cause bro, if you got your mom's managing you, hey shit, hey, listen.
He's lucky because sometimes family can make things worse.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. But one thing that I absolutely loved, right, was it was this concert. So like I was at the VIP session, so I was close to the stage, and Burna Boy was supposed to come perform, but he wasn't coming on. Like, I mean, it's time for him to perform, but he wasn't coming on. Next thing I see is Mama Burna walk onto the stage.
Clean the stage.
Clean the
You want my son to fall down.
Bro, listen.
See that energy. I'm
listen,
sure if you're Burna Boy,
the whole
bro,
time I
we
was
be a
just
woman.
watching.
I was just there watching
Yep.
him. I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, okay,
Yep.
that's
why
who I
she's
need to
there.
learn from. That's
Because not long ago before
Shit.
that,
I
not long
love
before
it.
Ira Star had fallen.
Yeah, on the stage.
Something like so.
true.
Mama
true.
didn't want that to Charlie.
Not
Nah.
gonna-
The brand
Yeah.
is too heavy.
Not my
Yeah.
son.
Yeah. Yo, I was shocked because that was like the very first time I have actually seen a manager
in action.
on stage.
Yeah,
Usually
on
we
stage.
do
Yeah, backstage.
we do all of these checks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We actually do all of these checks before the event.
Yeah.
But this was during the event.
Yep.
He was the last act. And this was during the event. She came on stage, fix this
Almost-
shit.
It
Fix
was
that shit.
interesting
Do
to
this.
see.
I'm like, yeah.
It was very
yeah,
interesting to see
yeah.
because Charlie. Hey.
Crazy.
That's one of my mentors, man. Mama Burna, man. I want to be like you when I grow up. Hey, action woman. I love it. I love it. Anyway, guys, it's been an amazing conversation with you, Ian, and also you, Philip. Are we going to eat fufu after this?
We have to.
All right.
We have to.
This is Off the Record, brought to you by YFM. You have any shouts you want to give before we go?
Charlie, everybody supporting Philip himself, you yourself, Charlie.
Yeah.
Ijoma in the back.
Shout out to the boy. Shout out to the mom. I want pie for the boy.
Shout out to the mom. I'm buying for the
For
boy.
the boy. Simple,
Oh, wow.
simple.
Nice.
I mean, everybody that has been pouring into me, making sure this music business thing like goes on, all the connected people that respond when I send emails or you think of me when things happen, Charlie. Nah, I be you. Yeah, for send all the positives. Charlie, everybody loved.
Dangerous DJ. DJ Loft.
Eh?
Anyway, so my shout outs is gonna go to the people I work with. I'm talking to Titi, I'm talking Senku Live, I'm talking Mike Kwesi, producer, I'm talking about Mariam Owusu-Poku, J Soul, J Derabi, Papa Versa, EL. Man, we've got artists on our roster, man. Shout out to all of you and to my lawyer as well, to Yasmin, to Omolola, man. Yeah, see the whole list, man. This is elite shit. Anyway, this is Off the Record. Thank you so much for watching us and tuning in. We're gonna be here again